My STEEZ going on yesterday, bringing you game 1 of round 8, Thursday night footy. Essendon Bombers versus the North Melbourne Kangaroos. And coming into this game, there's been a lot of talk about North and Kane Corns and Harry Sheezel. I'm sure everybody here has heard about it. If you haven't, pretty much just some context is Kane Corns being Kane Corns. Pretty much was just getting on to Harry Sheezel for his and his sometimes for him not being able to be as effective with his disposal to Kane Corn's liking. And he has some points, whatever, this and that, but everybody felt like he just came off a little too harsh on Harry Sheezel and branding it Sheezy ball, if you will, which I think is kind of hilarious, but I'm not a Kane Corns defender. I just thought that was pretty funny. Although I don't think that's Harry Sheezel's main weakness, if we're being honest, but that's a whole story for another day. So really, long story short, I really just came into this game expecting, well, not really expecting, but wanted to see how Harry Sheezel would respond after being in the media all week and him being a young player, and seeing if it would rattle his game or if he would just respond with good play. As for Essendon, I'm still waiting for them to prove to me that they're more than an average team. I'm not really convinced by their method. I'm not really convinced by the opponents they played. And granted, even if you beat North, I don't necessarily think that this will be a win to test or to prove anything, if you will. But they haven't really been able to blow anybody out. They've won like a close game against West Coast, which you shouldn't really necessarily have a close game with them if you're trying to make 8 or really just be a quality team in general. So really just having that as really the lay of the land as far as context coming into this game. Early on, the Bombers were very dominant, though, I will say that. Scored 6 goals in the first quarter, transitioning the ball well, and North really wasn't looking up to it. I will say a lot of the first half was really living in between the arcs. There was a lot of turnovers and not so quality inside 50s, if you will. But the dominant first quarter from Essendon really fizzed out. Especially in the second quarter, there was only 1 goal each from North and from Essendon, so North was really struggling, to be quite honest. And Essendon really was kind of ashamed to me because they after that first quarter scoring 6 goals, they finished with they had 1 goal in the first, and then I think they had 2 goals in the second half. So they really didn't do shit really after the first quarter. And North was just struggling, man. They had their opportunities though. This game was kind of crazy though as far as injuries. There was a hamstring from Jackson Archer. There was a hamstring from Jordan Ridley, which is kind of to be expected with him, to be quite honest. He's always getting hurt. And then Jay Gresham had a groin, and toward the end of the game, Harry Jones busted his ankle, bro. It looked really bad, man. I don't know if he broke it, if he sprained it, dislocated it, but hoping he gets well. But that was actually very bad on his end. But yeah, Essendon really won this game based off the dominant first quarter, to be quite honest. I don't think North was really able to put together too much. They made a little run and had it close at the end, but really at the end of the day, they had the new bloke, Finn Maley, whatever you want to call him. He had an opportunity to close the gap with a set shot, but him being a new bloke, I think he just, I don't know if it was nervous jitters or whatever the case was, but he ran out his 30 seconds during a set shot and got called to play on, kind of rushed it and left the ball short, and Essendon really was able to hang on the ball for the rest of the possession. But yeah, I think, speaking of the whole Sheezy ball situation, I think that's really maybe more warranted for Luke Davies-Uniacke, especially the last couple of weeks, bro, because he just turns the ball over many times, and there's been maybe 3 or 4 times where he had a miscued handball that led straight to a goal for Essendon, and Essendon was able to make them pay for their turnovers, and North just without Paul Curtis, he's been banned for 3 weeks for that tackle, which I don't agree with, and also George Wardlaw was out for just protecting his hammy and stuff like that. But yeah, man, North was short on stocks, and they looked like it, bro. They already have been struggling, and they struggled even more so without those two blokes. I think those two are key for their success. And yeah, man, it was just a dirty game. It wasn't a very good game, albeit it was close. But at the end of the day, this was just two teams that I don't really rate too much. Not really good quality game of footy. And I will say in the second half, there was more inside 50s in the first half, which we didn't really see too much of. It was definitely below average. But at the end of the day, Essendon snuck another one in, was able to win, and got by on their skin, by the tail of their skin, or the skin of their ass, whatever you want to call it, yet again. So another unimpressive win from the Bombers. I think they'll be in for a reality check when they end up playing tougher teams. And yeah, I think that's really about it, man. There's not really much to say about this game. North still being North, and Essendon still being Essendon at the end of the day. So like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube shit. Check out the games coming up the rest of this week. You know we'll be live. Yes, sir.